Radical.
Of Radical Rapid Fire Common Response for May the 16th through May the 22nd, 2022. Short comments, quick replies. Bam Bam Bigelow. I hope this new comic fad keeps going. I have tons of comics in my attic I tried to sell in 2018 and was only able to sell old Harvey comic lots for profit. Now I can go any weekend to a flea market and put out what was junk in my attic and get at least 50 cents. Yeah, flea markets are a great place to actually just empty out junk in your attic. And there's sometimes, Bam Bam, BBB, Triple B, there's sometimes, Bam Bam, that I will see something and I'll say, there's no way in hell that'll sell. No one would want that. And then I get 50 cents for it. I'm like, you know what? That right there, if I can find multiples of that right there, think about it. If you find 100 items that are completely worthless but will get you 50 cents, that's 50 bucks. You know, that'll get you half a tank of gas. Venom Hernandez. Fun fact, I traded in Battlefield Hardline 3 times. Okay, that is a fun fact. I think you mentioned that here before. But what's the story? What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the story on how you traded in Battlefield Hardline 3 times? I mean, I've only traded in that game twice, but 3 times. 9EG. I wondered where you had gone. I checked and I'm unsubscribed. How does that happen? Absolute bollocks. Okay, so you checked to see where I had gone because you were unsubscribed. I'm guessing also, since you were unsubscribed and YouTube unsubscribed you, which is actually a thing that YouTube can do. I mean, this is not the first person that actually came by and said, what the hell, man? My notifications are off. I wasn't notified of this upload. I'm unsubscribed. The thing is, when people talk about the YouTube numbers and the subscriber numbers, okay, it's, like I said, it is mostly meaningless. Because you see an instance here, which is not the only instance, I guarantee you, to where YouTube took one person that was subscribed to me and just, I don't know what that sound effect is, unsubscribed them. You didn't do it, YouTube did it. So yeah, how can you even ever trust YouTube numbers again after something like this? It is absolute bollocks. It's bullshit is what it is too. Fox Mulder. At least they use better fake inserts than those cringe ones with the stupid artwork. You say this, but I wonder if that's like a collectible item. The GameStop collectible. I'm saying it's collectible now. I'm going to have an upload saying, are these collectible? Because most people throw those inserts away because they're terrible. Terrible. At least they're using nicer ones now. Yeah, they're using nicer ones now. They're more streamlined. The old ones were just kind of really goofy. Very, very goofy. One thing I like GameStop is no longer doing is, it seems like they're no longer putting their stickers on the spine of the artwork, from what I've seen. It's not stuck. It's still there, but maybe there's a lot of people just complaining about that. So that's one positive thing they are doing. Genovi, I think time and energy is key for putting out anything of quality. It's hard to put something out worth consuming if you're lacking on those two things. Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. And that's just not on YouTube, across the board. Time and energy. If you got the time and you got the energy, if you have the passion, and you don't have to constantly look at the clock, when you're doing something, then you can create your best of anything. But if you're pressed for time and you don't have the passion, the motivation, or the energy, then yeah, what ultimately comes is not going to be, it may still be okay, but it's not going to be up to your regular level. It's not, and that's just anything, right? So how do you get more time? How do you get more energy? Well, you get more sleep to get more energy, but if you are pressed for time, then you can't get more sleep, then you don't have the energy. I don't know if you have to get up early on the weekends like I do to do flea marketing because you want to, go down the path and learn all about sales. Well, I'm getting valuable knowledge on sales and things of that nature. Yeah, there's just only so much time in the day, and human beings, we're limited by only how much energy we have. And I'm limited by energy also if I have some, long night trim work sessions. Yeah, it's hard to find time and energy sometimes. Arioka. This is how most YouTubers spend their viewers' hard-earned money on expensive video games. The e-begging via Patreon, join, thanks, super chats, etc. used by gaming channels on this platform is non-stop. DSP1. That's a comment you told me you left on, what are the channels? My Life in Gaming and Digital Foundry. Yeah, we'll see if your comment actually got through and everything. But you're right. DSP did win. As sad as that sounds, DSP Gaming, he won. What he represents, which is getting donations from your audience for talking about and playing video games, and a lot of these other channels like, well, that's not any beggar. That person, he's in a polo. He's not on stream, having those accidents, looking at the camera like, well, I didn't know it was on, Modern Vintage Gamer, he has nothing in common with DSP Gaming. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So, using DSP Gaming as a means to shame some of these people, I mean, possibly, maybe that might be helpful, but I don't know. DSP Gaming won. You're right, 100%. Calamity Gaman, have you seen the Pawn Stars comic book buy? If not, you should, because it's funny. Long story short, Chumley bought a huge comic book collection at what he thought was a steal, and when all was said and done, lost money. Okay, Calamity Gaman, here's the deal. I can't go into, like I'd like to go into, 5 and 10 minutes I could talk about that upload, because there's a lot I have to say about that one upload, right, that you're talking about. I think I saw the right one. Quickly, to just mention what happened here, a lady brought in like 7 long boxes of comics, and Chumley bought the 7 long boxes of comics for $500. It first tried to offer $350 because he said, I'll have to go through these boxes, and it's a lot of work to go through these boxes and pick out what's good and what's bad. But he made that offer after he picked out a book he said was worth $100 alone. Nothing about that makes sense. Picks out a book. I mean, this is where, of course, that show is staged, by the way, just to let you all know. Picks out a $100 book. And if you have 7 long boxes of comics, just doing the math here, you got 7 long boxes of comics. 200 probably is what a long box can hold, right? 200 times 7, that's 1,400 comics. 1,400 comics. So you're trying to tell me that 1,400 comics isn't worth $500? Get the fuck out of here. You got some Marvels in there also. If I picked out one comic and it was worth $100 and I knew I could get $100, I would buy the rest as filler. The rest is just filler right now. I mean, I have some comics I'm trying to move right now. They're in good condition, but there's no Marvel. There's not a whole lot of DC in that stack. But these are the Doctor Strange books. There's a Taskmaster. There's a Hulk, right? The Red Hulk. I believe there's a Red Hulk in there. If I saw the Red Hulk, that is like a $500 book in good conditions. Well kept, graded, $500. So I could look at that box and go like, well, shit, this one book, $1,000 right here. So